Welcome to YouTube Crime. Today we're delving deeper than ever into a grave, sinister, and incredibly complex issue that spans every corner of our globe, crossing continents, cultures, and societies: the shadowy world of human smuggling. This is an illicit activity, hidden in the underbelly of our world, often operating right under our noses. It involves the illegal and often covert transportation of individuals across international borders, under conditions that most of us would find unimaginably dangerous, harsh, and inhumane. But what exactly is the driving force behind this dark, clandestine industry that operates in the shadows? What compels it to grow, to persist? And why is it such a critical, pressing concern for societies and governments all across the world? To fully comprehend the depth of the issue, we need to look at the fundamental principles on which it operates. Human smuggling functions on the principle of demand and supply, a harsh and brutal market-based reality. It is a deeply rooted system, born out of desperation and the survival instinct. People from every walk of life, seeking better opportunities, richer prospects, or simply fleeing from the horrors of persecution, war-torn regions, or the suffocating grip of poverty, often find themselves trapped. They find themselves cornered with no legal, normal means to cross borders, to seek sanctuary, to seek a life beyond their circumstances. This is where smugglers come in, like a twisted answer to a desperate prayer. They offer a solution, a terrifying, risky, and often solution, for a hefty, exorbitant fee. This transaction, however, is tinged with danger and is fraught with unimaginable risks, from perilous journeys across hostile terrains to the constant, lingering threat of exploitation at the hands of their so-called saviors. The journey for those smuggled is far from a safe passage to a better life. Many are transported in incredibly overcrowded vehicles or vessels, with little to no regard for their well-being, their safety, or their basic human rights. Conditions are abysmal, with people packed like items of trade, exposed to the elements, vulnerable to disease, and subjected to unimaginable physical and psychological stress. Tragically, these perilous journeys sometimes end in the most devastating way possible: the loss of life. The grim testament to the desperation that drives people into the hands of smugglers. It's a harsh reality, one that highlights the lengths to which people will go to escape their circumstances, even if it means putting their lives in the hands of strangers, in conditions that are far from humane. It underscores just dire their situations must be, that they would risk so much for a chance at something better. Welcome to YouTube Crime. Today, we're delving into a grave and complex issue that spans globe: human smuggling. This illicit activity involves the illegal transportation of individuals across borders, often under dangerous and inhumane conditions. But what really drives this shadowy industry, and why is it of such significant concern for societies worldwide? Human smuggling operates on the principle of demand and supply. People seeking better opportunities, fleeing from persecution, war, or poverty often find themselves with no legal means to cross borders. Smugglers offer a solution, for a hefty fee. This transaction, however, is fraught with risks, from perilous journeys to the threat of exploitation. The journey for those smuggled is far from safe. Many are transported in overcrowded vehicles or vessels, with little regard for their well-being. Tragically, these journeys sometimes end in loss of life, a grim testament to the desperation that drives people into the hands of smugglers. Human smuggling stands distinct from human trafficking in that it concludes upon arrival at the destination. This nuanced difference, however, does not erase the grim realities that can transpire within these illegal activities. The line separating smuggling and trafficking often appears vague, leaving room for ambiguity and misinterpretation. This is primarily due to the unpredictable circumstances that arise during the smuggling journey, where individuals, hopeful for a new start, desperate to escape, find themselves in immensely exploitative situations once they reach their destination. Such situations can be as severe as forced labor, sexual exploitation, or even indentured servitude, thereby crosses over into the sinister realm of human trafficking. The unfortunate truth is that this is not an isolated issue. There is a large and thriving global network that facilitates these horrendous crimes. It's a complex, shadowy system comprising various intertwined activities, making it hard to pinpoint or even understand fully. Despite their anonymity, these networks leave behind a trail of human suffering and shattered dreams, all in pursuit of illicit profits. International and local law enforcement agencies are persistently battling against these networks. With tireless dedication, strive to dismantle these smuggling rings, to liberate victims and bring justice to the perpetrators. However, the secretive and clandestine nature of these operations makes them incredibly challenging to eliminate. These operations often employ advanced methods to evade the law, using convoluted routes and deceptive tactics to ensure their illicit activities remain hidden from the watchful eyes of law enforcement. Cooperation between countries is critical in this fight against human smuggling and trafficking. This collaboration can range from sharing intelligence and resources, to harmonizing policies, to providing support for victims. Yet, international diplomacy is a delicate and intricate dance. Political and legal complexities often hinder these collaborative efforts, causing delays or even complete stalemates in the fight against this global issue. It's a constant challenge to align the priorities, legislations, and strategies of different nations to combat this shared problem effectively. Yet despite these challenges, the fight against human smuggling and trafficking continues. International and local law enforcement agencies work tirelessly to dismantle smuggling networks, but the clandestine nature of these operations makes them difficult to eradicate. Cooperation between countries is crucial, yet political and legal complexities often hinder these efforts. Behind the statistics and headlines are real human stories. These are not just abstract numbers and faceless entities. They are people like you and me, each with their own unique story. They are individuals who are driven by hope for a better life, hope for a brighter future, hope for opportunities that they couldn't find in their home countries. Fueled by this hope, they dare to venture into the unknown, leaving behind the familiarity of their homes, their communities, and their cultures. But these dreams are often marred by perils they never anticipated. They find themselves ensnared in a dangerous web of crime, a web that threatens to consume them, leaving them vulnerable and defenseless, their hopes and dreams shattered. The dark underbelly of human smuggling reveals itself, showing a world that is not just about the transportation of people across borders, but a world that thrives on the exploitation of the most vulnerable. Human smuggling is not just a crime issue, it transcends beyond that. It's a human rights issue at its core, reflecting some of the most pressing societal challenges we face today. It raises the question of inequality that forces people to risk their lives for a chance at a better life. It showcases the devastating impact of global conflicts that displace people, leaving them with no choice but to put their lives in the hands of criminals. It highlights the lack of safe legal migration options that could prevent people from falling prey to the devastating industry of human smuggling. As we delve deeper into this issue, we must remember the importance of empathy and understanding. These aren't just victims, they are survivors. They are individuals who, despite the unimaginable horrors they have faced, continue to hold on to hope. They remind us of the resilience of the human spirit and the strength that lies within each one of us. Understanding their journey is the first step towards finding solutions that do not just address the symptoms of the problem, but the root causes. Solutions that focus just on preventing crime, but also on creating a world where people do not have to risk their lives for a chance at a better life. As we come together on this platform, YouTube Crime, let us commit ourselves to shed light on the darkness of crime. Let us strive to create a more informed society, a society that understands the complexities of these issues and is moved to action. Together, we can foster compassion and understanding, and work towards creating a world that values and protects the rights of all its inhabitants. Thank you for joining us on YouTube Crime. Together we can shed light on the darkness of crime and work towards a more informed and compassionate world.